All right, welcome everyone. Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Spice and Wolf, episode 5. Holo's been captured.
Oh no.
Oh no. But
Whatever
then,
will we do?
Whatever will we do? And who is this mysterious figure that the show just decided to be like, hey, here's the... Nope. Like, come on.
Come on. It's like, it's going to be a face either you don't recognize because you're not a light novel reader, or it's going to be,
the face that you don't recognize because...
Lawrence.
Hey, well, sure, yeah. Like, there's Lawrence and there's Holo. Everybody else has, all things considered, very, like, mundane character designs because of the kind of world that this is,
Right.
So, it's like wait, who is that? They don't have, like, a different brightly colored hair, to help me, like, distinguish
It's going to be our boy from the village at the beginning. He's called in as reinforcements.
Yeah.
They never would suspect this.
Right.
He's their envoy. But, I'd love to see Holo kind of off on her own here for a little bit, although it's probably going to be immediately resolved in this episode. So, yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. What?
Wait, they're not even showing us now?
So I'm lost. I don't know what's going on.
No, yeah, I've seen this and I'm lost.
So who is this for? Is this for the light novel people?
Well, that's the weird thing. It's not even a big reveal.
A wolf incarnate, is she? But I'm sorry to say this letter is most definitely a threat. They won't hesitate to hand her over to the church unless you quit interfering with the business they're attempting to conduct. Supposing that we could reclaim your companion and place her in our care. If the church caught word and stepped in, then they would have us. We'd be left with no choice but to play the obedient lamb. Wait against their potential problems.
Sure.
Finances will offer us no leverage at all. With the gains they're poised to make, they could destroy Milone and eliminate us as their rival.
Doesn't exactly leave us many options.
Right, like, you don't want to give them any leverage in the...
We go to the church ourselves and exploit the fact that Medio is sheltering your companion.
Ooh.
However, I
Fun.
take issue with that, yes.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
It feels like what this show's like kind of core tenets are with all the merchants and stuff is that it's the... Well, yeah, but what do you know? Like,
Right.
do you have any good tips for me? Do you have any inklings
True
you've
value
heard?
of those Trini silver coins lies in their power to negotiate privilege with the king of Trini, correct?
Yes.
After all, they're trying to melt down their existing silver coins to put out a
Oh.
security into circulation.
We leak the knowledge of this to the royal family?
In their bid to acquire the necessary reserves of higher purity coin, they'd more than likely be willing to hand over a great deal to us. Things like mining rights, tariff-setting rights, and market management rights will be open to all.
Oh.
You'd have us sell them our silver?
Yes. We make it so that purchasing from you is more desirable than shutting you down. Trading would have no incentive to report us to the church. Think of it. Would the king want his people to know he colluded with a trading
No.
company condemned to the stake?
A valid point.
If we close on our deal before they move, Medio Trading won't be able to give us up for fear of the Trini King's wrath. If they did, then they'd take themselves down right along with us.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll agree to it. It'll be the only way Medio Trading will be able to obtain the rights.
Late night strategy meetings.
Yep.
Secrecy's been necessary so as not to tip off the merchants and drive up the value of the coins before they've
Right.
amassed enough to secure their position.
Sure.
If they'd already managed to collect enough of them, they would have handed Holo over to the church immediately.
Means they don't have it all. Yeah.
Then just what manner of action are you intending to take, Mr. Lawrence?
Steal Holo back, and then keep on running until our deal is complete.
Well, yeah,
Impossible!
but
Then would you report Holo instead? Betray her and I swear I'll testify against the lot of you. They were only able to catch her last time because she gave herself up for me. If she
I
used
mean,
her true strength,
you
no
guys-
human could ever stand against her.
But
I
then
mean,
you
this
would.
is a great way to threaten and bluster here.
Yeah.
Like Holo recommended.
Because this guy is not a loyal ally.
Yeah.
I guess you would know where they're keeping Holo.
We are the Milone Trading Company, Mr.
We know everything in this city.
The church.
That's right. They have have more connections than we do across numerous countries, and they're able to take action at a moment's notice. It's imperative we finish this business before they decide to intervene.
I like this.
Yeah.
Remember our passwords now. Perion, and then Numai.
Names of the major gold coins.
Don't they sound lucky?
I love this.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember how much of this is different from the original since it was so long ago.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I'm able to track with like the sort of the movements throughout the world a lot better.
Right.
If you hear the word Rahe, you must wait for my colleague to join you. Should you hear Peroso, stick to the path and flee as fast as you can.
Watch where you're
Perfect.
going, reckless young man.
Apologies. Thanks.
Nice.
Cool.
Lawrence.
They're making this overly overplanned, like to make sure that it works perfectly. Okay. Just with the wet grime and stuff that'd be there.
Oh yeah, you could slip so easily.
Yeah. So then the person that shows up isn't even anybody important because Holo shouldn't know them. It's just somebody coming to rescue her.
Well, I'm a little confused by how that went, knowing who the person is.
Okay, wait.
Numai!
Perion.
Cool. Hey.
Holo, quick!
You expect me to jump down there and make this look like a burglary?
Nice.
Why do you stand around?
What is going on? So she does know the guy, and it's kind of put her in a foul mood or a sour mood in some way.
Perion!
Numai.
It looks like we were successful.
What? You never seen a wolf girl before?
Everyone's acting a little bit weird.
Tell me, what is my name?
You mean Holo?
Holo the Wise Wolf! I have never forgotten the name of a single person who has embarrassed me, not once in the many years I have inhabited this form. I told you clearly, did I not?
You know, this wagon
I
isn't
said you were
soundproof.
to come for me.
But I did.
You did not. Thinking of it makes
Oh.
my first stand on end.
Wait a second. Did you?
If you are truly a male, you should have leapt at the opportunity to bear
What?
your fang.
What?
But you are safe.
So what happened in there exactly?
And I'm glad. All right?
She's like, this isn't how I wanted to be in my fan fiction.
Right.
Role play in my
basically.
head.
I warned that I would tear off any prick that neared me.
Ah!
I watched as they grew pale with fright.
No doubt.
I did recognize one among my captors.
Yeah.
Someone I once knew.
Well then, who's that?
Oh.
Yare.
I believe you knew him. It sounded like he heard my name from Zaran.
Wait, so it was the guy
Wait.
from the beginning?
Yes,
Yeah.
but hang on.
That was the only guy I could think of that it could be.
Someone named Holo recently. Who you really are.
Whoa.
Wait, hang on. Is this the dude that she talked about? No, because that was
No.
no.
He went on, and what he said pierced my heart.
The days of doing whatever we can to win your favor are finally over. We no longer need to fear some wolf god's fickle temperament.
I felt so betrayed. Abandoned.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Even without that, you had to leave the village and head to
You
the
did.
If they're not sorry to watch you go, then you should slam the door on your way out.
Yeah. Good
Yep.
shit.
We're merchants. Everything is fine as long as we make money. We're going to be the ones laughing.
Yeah. Right, Holo?
Nice. I like that.
That totally fits her personality, too.
Yeah.
I have not had a proper conversation in centuries.
What?
Hey.
I have grown weak to emotion over the years. Though I may have cried in front of you now 2 times, I know I would have cried whether you were here or not.
Yes.
So for now, we keep on running until Milone Trading ties up their end of the
All right,
bargain.
we've got a good
Burden of
working
them
relationship.
sobbing the whole time.
Yep.
That's all. I would have done my best to calm down anyone, even if it wasn't.
Yeah.
How
You
dare
saying
you?
I'm
What?
not that special?
Have you finished whatever discussions you were having?
Whatever that was, yeah.
Count
'Cause,
Arundel
damn, that got
orchestrated
rowdy.
The Medio Trading Company's plot.
I was wondering if every merchant's life is as fun as yours. Makes me want to give it another try.
Be careful having thoughts like that. You might wind up meeting someone like her.
She's so fucking cute.
All right, that was. They knew what they were doing
She's a
with
fucking
that.
mascot.
Yep.
My life has been more difficult since meeting you two.
Yes. You made it so hard. Such hardship.
Yes,
Do
indeed.
I not make up for it by being cute?
You're not supposed to say it.
Yes.
Now
You
that
really think so?
Yeah.
I appreciate being called cute by a cute boy like yourself.
okay, boy, hang on now.
I'll have you know, I have gray hair.
I'll have you
The
know I'm.
stress of running around and doing all this shit.
Well, okay, I'm much younger than you, but
Yeah, he leaked their stuff to the church and everything. Cool.
okay.
Yeah, he wasn't kidding. Whoa.
Yeah.
This is like Castlevania's church, where they're like, they're just all just dudes, just generally just sitting there like,
We're ready
God's
to fuck shit
work?
up. Yeah. Deus Vult, you say?
yeah. Ah.
Okay, so.
So cute.
Yes.
Fucking Holo.
And
is
she
just,
knows
just
it.
adorable. She's
Yep. Like that bit was straight up just like, hey.
she's like humming the OP or something.
oh yeah,
you
like
know?
she knows that this is a
I'm
TV
the
show,
main
and she's like,
character.
I'm gonna do a quick bit for the internet real quick.
Yeah.
You know, just
I'm
like
gonna give you all some sweet gifts to share.
Right, exactly.
You know, on
You know,
your
just as
social
the,
media
like,
platform of choice.
I have a new religion. You know, tell me more. Boom, I'm interested. You know, yeah.
She
Yep.
gets thrown up into the mascot waifu god echelons.
Right.
You know.
And I gotta say, I like that it's brought up in the same episode where she's being very unreasonable and like, wait, temperamental. I'm like, what's the? Come on, like you're not serious, are you?
Yeah, so
you know,
so she was serious. She never changed that part, but she agreed basically in the okay, you know, I get it, you know.
Right.
But it's more the thing of wait, so Holo specifically did this whole daring, I'm gonna sacrifice myself because she's a little romantic.
Yes.
She wants to have her cake and eat it with being like, I'm the most important thing in anybody's world.
and I'm also very
And
proud.
also, you now will be my dashing man that comes in and saves me.
Right.
Like in all the storybooks.
And I'm also very proud and don't necessarily want to have to need to be saved by anyone other than like if it's outside of the romance, you know, thing, then it's also like, no, I'm there are people that worship me as a god. I shouldn't need to be saved by, you know, some random
Right.
person.
So I get the idea that she's upset because Yare
right. Rattled her.
rattled her and basically was like, well, you're not an important god to us. We're going to attack your pride and in some ways your whole position and identity.
Yep.
So then she grasps rather quickly onto anything that can give her that sense of like, I'm so important and you
Exactly.
failed me. Huh. And it's like, yes, projecting onto him
The damaged ego.
Well, the damaged ego, but also the idea that like Yara is basically saying, you failed us. You are no longer useful
Right.
to us. So therefore, she's going to be like, who's the most useless around here that I can? You did
Right.
nothing. You sat in a sewer.
Which I do like in how it basically ties to the idea of their dynamic being based upon mutual use.
Right.
And that's like a full understood thing. You
Fully
know?
understood,
Like,
yeah.
Like, yeah, we're
Even though there's a will they, won't they kind of thing.
right.
that
It's
she-
also the like, hey, you're gonna make me money, right? I'm totally gonna make you money. Awesome. You're gonna feed my ego, right? I'm totally gonna feed your ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, okay, cool.
We
Yeah.
got that on log.
We have
yeah.
a copacetic understanding of the way this works, you know? And it's like,
Exactly.
all right, cool.
We can
Yeah.
We can zig and zag it in time.
Exactly. This will
We
be
do a
a
coordinated dance here. No problem.
And it will be fantastic,
Let's
right?
fucking
And
tango.
we just get the pleasure of getting to basically
Observe it.
bear witness. I don't know
Yes.
why I said that. But,
Elden Ring is on your mind with the
yeah,
DLC.
I guess. Yeah.
So, given that the episode set up also the way in which the Trenny Silver plot is going to be directed by leveraging the royals specifically to get a deal done quickly before the other trading company,
Right.
Malone?
Uh,
No, it's Malone and me.
Malone is their trading company
Right.
that they're associated with.
Yeah.
And then the other one I forget.
I think it also starts with an M. But anyway, the other trading company basically won't be prepped for it, so they'll be able to get everything moved. And because of reputation, they'll be able to keep the other side from going to the church. Or so they thought, except Yare made the move independent of the trading deal, which means that this whole deal can still go through and the church can be involved because Yare's a petty bitch.
Yeah.
And let me break this down if I've got this right. Their whole village or what have you was starting to use more advanced techniques with regards to farming and or also just the selling of everything and stuff. So,
Sure, like they probably learned how crop cycles work and
but also
various things like that.
What Lawrence ended up bringing in was also the ways in which they can turn profit off of it as well.
Yes.
So it's not just that; it's then the ability to sustain themselves off of this,
get the most off of what they do produce.
Because then the wheat itself can then be used to buy the other things that can then make them survive, even more efficiently.
Right.
So the idea of we had a goddess basically that Yare never really maybe fully bought into as well.
Yeah, because he's the new generation,
he's
right?
Younger,
where Holo's been a thing for that village for probably hundreds of years, right? And it's that's a thing that we do, but and Holo brought up how the village started to kind of lose interest, lose faith because of no, I would have to do things to let the land rest and various things like that. And so then they see me as being fickle, right? And then it's why would we base our entire livelihoods in existence off of pleasing some fickle entity that we have never met, right?
Right. It absolutely makes sense that he would have a little bit of a burr in his spur, if you will.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so this is where I want to bring up something from the original version that was changed, and this is the one change that I was aware of from the light novels, and so I was like, oh, that's going to be different, Yare was originally a hot lady.
Oh.
And it was a thing of when Lawrence came over and they're in the area together, it's hey, so we could make a deal and we could make some profits if you know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
And this could be a very good working business relationship.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so I'm not entirely sure why that change was made necessarily, just adding a sort of romantic rival to then the situation with this arc. But
maybe if in a lot of ways it makes the focus more entirely on Holo, I guess.
Yeah, right, something like that. But I like the idea of Yare is basically the X factor. He is not necessarily doing the things that his business would agree with. I wish that was something that was gotten into a little bit more. I feel there could have been time for that, but I guess maybe that's something that'll come up in the next episode. Is they're wait, he actually said he would turn you over to the church. Wait, that.
Right.
Oh shit, that
also,
changes things.
Also, why was he there?
Right.
I guess he just happened to be working with them then.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything just because
I know some things.
Well, I also don't know some things. It's been a while. I've forgotten details, right?
Sure.
But yeah.
I guess my thing is I have a couple questions. One, why was Yare there? Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
Two, I guess it doesn't matter, but I kind of am a little bit confused as to how they actually rescued Holo. But I guess there's just ways that could have been done. Mm-hmm. And then three, why didn't he just have them maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But the idea that oh, I'm going to bluster and proclaim that I'm going to go turn you into the church. Then the trading company mercenary guys are like, oh, we're going to let you do that.
Yeah, right. Like, that's something...
Like, doesn't that feel like the kind of thing where he's acting outside of the authority of those
purview?
guys?
And, like, if they were there...
Which means that he was in charge of them?
Actually, hang on a
Can you
sec.
just clear this up
They
for me?
did threaten to turn her over to the church.
Well,
so
no, totally. But then why didn't they just do it and wait for Yare to then come over?
And that was the thing that was brought up with the whole thing about they still need more silver for the deal, all that stuff, right?
No.
So I think
that contradicts the idea that they would let them turn her over to the church, though.
No. So the thing that Lawrence and the dude are
Glasses,
like are talking about is basically hang on a sec, there's actually ways in which they wouldn't necessarily want to turn her over to the church.
Right.
But just because they are brainstorming and coming to that conclusion doesn't necessarily mean that the other company has the same view on things.
Oh, no, totally.
But it's a way that they could then negotiate with the company and be like, hey, that's actually something you don't want to do.
No, totally. I get that. I'm just... Yare's presence just feels weird.
Right, and that's why I was really like, oh, they're just... Like, the fact that they did all of this, like, teasing build-up for, like, the reveal, when at the end of the day, it's the... Holo doesn't even know this guy, right? Like, he was the one that was about to potentially capture her, and so maybe she, like, would recognize him or something. But it's more about the fact of that he's from her village, hey, we don't want you, right?
Yeah.
He's the layman, he's the everyman that is saying... You're useless to us.
Right.
We reject you.
I denounce you.
Exactly.
I no longer serve you, and neither does our village.
Right. You have spent, a long time basically dedicating yourself to helping us, and we don't care about you.
Right, and from her perspective, she knows him. She does, because she knows everybody in the village. She's a god, It's the thing of where, like, oh, yes, you're someone from our village, so why are you here? And then he spouts these words of frustrated anger.
Right, but, and the impact that we get from that with regards to Holo, I think they did a really good job of making it land and everything. But yeah, okay, but how do you fit into the plot aspects? Like, he talked about how, like, hey, I've learned a lot from you, Lawrence, about, like, being a merchant and things like that. So I understand that he could move in the circles where he would interact with a bigger company like this, know? But then it's like, well, but actually, why is he here? Like, we're dealing with a lot of involved stuff. And we're not really going to
find out because he immediately went to go join up with the church. So it's the kind of...
Right, like, when would there be the opportunity for an actual conversation to happen?
If not.
Yeah, and so
it just feels a little clunky. So I'm just curious if there's, like, something I'm missing here, or if, like... I don't know if they're implying something more with Yare. So... I don't know. Do you know?
Yeah. Nah, not really. Like, and that's where, like, because one of the things that is, I feel like has been nice about this is even though, both in this one and in the original, the pace for light novel adaptation as far as episodes was very relaxed. And so you were able to get a lot of, like, detail and stuff.
This is a lot faster.
But I would say this is about the same pace. But
cool.
The details that have been given, like in the conversation that Lawrence has with the trading dude, feel a lot more in depth and like I can follow them better. That might just because time's passed and I'm older or whatever.
It's probably a combination.
Yeah, probably a combination.
Yeah.
But with that one in particular, it was like, oh, it feels like time is sort of being like not used when this is a thing that could use that extra explanation, if that is something that is there in the light novel. But
right,
I didn't read the light novels for the part that the anime covered. So
right, it's a thing where in this episode, I didn't feel any tension with Holo being captured, and I feel like this is the kind of show where if you're gonna have our meandering merchant and wolf kind of party go and do their little thing around the road and stuff, you have to really sell the tension if you're going to divert course off of that to give us a merchant intrigue kind of thing. And then also just kind of hand wipe it away, and now we're running, and it's suddenly we're now hiding from the church kind of section of the story now, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like you could have given this some more time to cook here, but maybe again it's a thing where we had to focus on other interactions and such.
Well, and this is also this is the first like arc, you know, of like this very different sort of storytelling style of like having the conflict be based around economics and stuff.
I mean, that's just a plot. That's not a different story.
No. But what I mean is like, this is where we're essentially setting expectations for the audience of this new type of story where you wouldn't necessarily expect this as the details for the plot. Here's how we'll basically sell you on that is really cool and that we're
No, I get that,
stuff.
but I had no tension here. The actual tension of the conflict itself. The economic side of things creates thrills with regards to what characters decide to do. And I love that with regards to Lawrence, like actually thinking up okay, who are the people that we know? Who's in play here? Who can we tap into? So once he started mentioning like, okay, this is Trenny Silver. Well, why is it Trenny Silver? Well, because it's representative of the king, the Trenny King or King of Trenny or what have you. Oh, so how can we leverage them? Okay. And he starts like thinking of the ways to do it. And I was able to kind of follow for the most part that. And then when we got into the actual like rescuing side of things, it
does not feel like it has that same care and attention to detail.
Well, no, it does, but it has it on things that don't add to the tension. The idea of passwords, and I'm gonna say it in this specific thing
get to this,
and we go to this very detailed thing of like lifting up the specific thing with the wagon. I don't know why that matters because there's nothing about the other merchant group that we've seen other than them hunting and fighting.
Medio, that's it. Medio trading. So and I think because I think you're on the money that the stuff that basically pun was not intended. That it isn't building up or reinforcing the tension of the plot. Is that what it's actually doing is it's trying to focus on building out the world so that you understand the idea of these trading companies or the church and like how the city itself, you know, might work and things like that, which adds value in its own way. But when it comes to the plot of like, oh wait, one of the main characters has been captured. It doesn't really do anything for that.
It doesn't really do anything. In a lot of ways, that's kind of the part that I'm like, oh, so again, the story is not going to be about having trouble happen to them, except then the church is a whole thing that's going to make trouble for Holo. So I need them to handle this better the next time that we go into a thriller situation with the church, because I feel like the church was built up more than the other merchant company. The other merchant company seems incredibly incompetent. They let a wolf get out of their very perfect cellar box.
Once you find out we have a god of the harvest. What the fuck?
Right. Like, we did nothing with that. In fact, we let a random other person come in.
And we don't know what his connection is to them or like any consequences that he has of like him going behind. Like, I don't even think they did anything of him being like, oh, I'll take things from here. And then like the guards like leave or something like that.
No, I'm pretty sure all he did was he kind of blustered in a way so that the other people could hear his like hear his other kind of side of things, because he was more whispering with regards to the stuff with her being a goddess. And
her being taken to the church at that point. The Medio Trading Company is planning to do that.
Maybe
the reason why he's involved with them, and this wasn't like explicitly stated, it was said that he heard from the same kind of con man business guy that got Lawrence and Holo into this. The name Holo, and then that tipped him off. Maybe it's that he was in town basically doing business, and then it's like, oh, Holo, and he's like, wait, what? And he's like, I recognize that, and then that's how he gets tied in with the company, and they're like, wait, you actually know something about this?
Sure. That tracks. I can write a thing in my head that gives me enough reason as to why he's there.
But you have to write it in your head.
But I have to write it in my head, and most of it also relies on a couple like little stretches of my suspension of disbelief. That the idea that he's being led in to see this. Actually, that's
valuable prisoner.
Yeah, valuable prisoner. And then,
and even if it's under the pretense of, oh, you actually know something about this, so you might be our like resident expert or something. That wouldn't necessarily mean that he would have like power over what happens. He could totally be power tripping, but like it's a lot of stuff that we don't get to see the full details of.
It feels like the kind of thing where he shouldn't have that kind of decision-making power when he's there.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, we'll just have to wait and see. He's now the direct antagonist, though, for Holo because he denounced her, but he's also then at the head of a little convoy of
it looks like church people.
Of church folk here who are kind of like literally on the trail.
Oh, yeah.
They literally went to the same spot.
Inquisitors will inquisition.
Right. But what I liked about them is that it's all them, right, in the wagon, and then Yare, and there's no like clear, I would say, leader amongst them, like, which is cool because that's just realistic, but also just the idea that Yare might have just been given. Like,
oh yeah, he could totally
literally be the one that's leading them.
Right. I could totally see it being a thing where he's like, hey, I'm a merchant. Like, we've had it established how cutthroat you have to be a merchant in this world, right?
Yeah.
Even the person that is Lawrence's ally, he has to convince him, hey, it's more profitable for you to help me save my companion, right?
Yep.
That maybe this is Yare's way of basically working his way up in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I know about this pagan god. I'm going to help you get her. Oh, they put people under his command because he is familiar with the situation. Cool. I got people working for me.
And maybe they have their own internal structure just, for its own purposes.
He can figure out how to be a part of supplying some product for the church or something like that as a part of the reward, something like that, right?
Yeah, the point is that the 8 of them going with him feel like the kind of thing of, yes, it's a minor little Inquisition group. Go and investigate. But I want to see his character explored a little bit more.
Yes. Same.
Before we throw him into like full antagonist status, and I feel like there's some ways in which they could do that. Except now that he's surrounded by these 8 guys here, I can't see a logical reason
to do that?
To have any space in the story to actually talk with Lawrence. Like,
right.
Short of things getting really nasty really quick.
Yeah, and that's where, like, seeing this, I feel like I understand a bit more why in the original anime they decided to make it more, like, personal with the change of, like, no, there was also that, like, proposition, and all that stuff, right? That where then it's got more edge to it.
Sure.
But
all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.